Look around. The world seems normal, right? Stores are open, cards work, Starbucks coffee is still worth its price. But it's deceptively calm. It's the calm before the tsunami. There's a principle called the boiling frog. If you throw it into boiling water, it will jump out, saving its life. But if you put it in warm water and slowly increase the temperature, degree by degree, it will boil alive before it even realizes it's dead. Right now, you and I are in that pot. The financial system we've known for the last 50 years is being dismantled, quietly, without any big announcements on TV. While society is distracted by endless culture wars, gender debates, and political scandals, a foundational change is taking place behind the closed doors of central banks. In March 2022, Joe Biden signed Executive Order 14067. Most people had never even heard of it. Those who had dismissed it as boring bureaucracy. But future historians will call this day the beginning of the end of financial privacy. This document officially launched the development of the U.S. digital dollar. And this isn't just about America. It's a signal to Canada, Europe, and Australia. They're not just building a new currency. They're building a digital prison from which there's no escape, because its walls are contained within your smartphone. Welcome to the silent ledger. Today, we'll examine the facts, documents, and plans that haven't made the news. To understand how they're forcing us into a new system, we first need to understand how the old one works and why they want to destroy it. Today, when you keep money at Chase, TD Bank, or RBC, that money doesn't belong to you. Legally, you're the bank's creditor. The money on your screen is the bank's promise to repay you. But, as the collapse of Silicon Valley Bank showed, promises can be broken. And that's where FedNow, launched in July 2023, comes in. Officially, they tell us, it's just an instant payment service for your convenience. This is a classic Trojan horse tactic. FedNow is infrastructure. It's high-speed digital rails laid directly into the heart of the Federal Reserve. Right now, old dollars are rolling along these rails, but these rails are perfectly designed for a CBDC, a Central Bank Digital Currency. The genius of their plan? They need a crisis. Imagine the next financial crash. Banks are falling one after another. People are panicking and trying to withdraw cash, but the ATMs are empty. Then the government comes out and says, "Don't worry, commercial banks are unreliable, but we have a solution. Open an account directly with the Federal Reserve or the Bank of Canada. It's safe, we guarantee it." And people, driven by fear, will voluntarily transfer their savings to government accounts. At that point, commercial banks will die. The layer between you and the government will disappear. It will be just you and the central bank. And that's when the real control will begin.
Many will say, so what? What difference does it make who holds my money, a private bank or a state-owned one? The main thing is that it doesn't get stolen. The difference is in one word: programmability. In 2020, Augustin Carstens, head of the Bank for International Settlements, essentially the central bank for all central banks in the world, said something frightening on camera. I'll quote, "With cash, we don't know who spends it and what it's spent on, but with a CBDC, the central bank will have absolute control over the rules and conditions of use." They don't hide it, they tell it to our faces. What is programmable money? It means your money turns into vouchers, food stamps. Imagine this scenario. The economy is in recession. People are afraid to spend. They're saving for a rainy day. The authorities don't like this. They need you to spend. They code the digital dollar with an expiration date. Your salary arrives, and you have a notice: spend these funds by the 30th, or 10% of the amount will be forfeited, or 50%, or everything. Capital accumulation, the foundation of middle-class wealth and independence, will become technically impossible. You'll be stuck in a cycle of perpetual gyrations, paycheck to paycheck, because you'll simply be forbidden from building a safety net. Or take the stimulus checks. Remember the COVID payments? In a CBDC world, they'll be able to say, here's your $2,000 in aid, but you can only spend it at Walmart and Amazon. You can't give it to your neighboring farmer for meat or pay for a private tutor. This is the destruction of small businesses and the complete monopoly of corporations fused with the state. But the scariest aspect is the merging of money and ideology. You've heard of ESG, environmental, social, and corporate governance. It's now being forced on companies. If a company isn't green enough or inclusive enough, its loans are cut off. A CBDC will allow this rating to be applied to you personally. Prototypes of personal carbon wallets already exist. Want to buy a plane ticket to visit your parents? The system checks your ID and says, denied, you've exceeded your CO2 limit for this year. Take the bus or stay home. Want to buy meat? Denied, you've already bought your red meat quota this week. Buy the plant-based version. Money is ceasing to be a tool of exchange. It's becoming a tool of education and training. And don't think you can escape to another country. The Bank of Canada, together with Israel and the Scandinavian countries, has launched Project Icebreaker. Officially, it's a test of international transactions. In reality, it's the creation of a unified global financial network. If you're cancelled in Canada, you won't be able to travel to Europe and withdraw money there. The system will know everything about you anywhere in the world. Think of Canada in 2022, the truckers' protests, the accounts of people who simply transferred $50 to support the protest were blocked, without a trial, just a call from above. With a CBDC, this won't even require a call. The algorithm will block you automatically if it detects suspicious political activity. This is a digital dictatorship that Orwell couldn't even dream of. And here you have to ask the main question. If the controls are so bad, why have they suddenly loosened their grip on the crypto market? We're seeing a strange pattern. Trump fired Gensler. The SEC is dropping lawsuits. It would seem like a green light. But look at the charts. Bitcoin has been falling for 2 months. The market is bleeding. Do you think this is a coincidence? No, this is a psyop. The institutions, BlackRock, Vanguard, and now the U.S. Treasury itself are playing the long game. First, they removed the legal barriers for themselves, and now they're making an example of you. They need you to sell. They need you to look at your crypto portfolio before introducing a CBDC and say, screw this is too risky, I'm tired of losing money, give me something stable. And they will give you a stable, government-backed digital token. What we're seeing now is artificial price suppression. They're shaking down weak hands to buy up the real asset for next to nothing. They want to take your coins before the digital door slams shut. We're in the most dangerous phase, the capitulation phase. In 2025, the enemy no longer attacks you with lawsuits. They attack your psyche with price. They create the illusion that there's no escape but to return to their system. Don't fall for it. Remember why we're here. We're not here for green candles on the chart tonight. We're here to have money they can't print and that they can't take. When the market drops, it's not a reason to run. It's a test. Do you really own the asset, or are you just a tourist? The survival strategy remains unchanged. 1. Cold storage. If your coins are on the exchange, they already belong to them. Take them home. 2. Real assets. Gold, land, skills, something that can't be reset with the delete key. And 3. Patience. They want to break your will with volatility. Your best weapon is the ability to wait longer than they can remain solvent. The digital camp is almost complete. Now they're just trying to convince you to enter voluntarily because it's too cold outside. Don't give them your keys. Don't give them your future for the promise of security. We will weather this storm together. Take care.